Hello and welcome to our brand new series, Getting Started in Marketing. This is a series exclusive for YouTube where you will see us as well as hear us. But if you would like to go and listen to over 200 episodes of us talking about marketing, we are available on all your favorite marketing podcasting platforms. And that's where you can go and follow us and find out more about us. So today we're starting with episode 1. What problem are you solving? And what is your USP? Okay, let's break that down.
Well, it's called a couple of things. It's a unique selling point, and most people consider that something that makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. So, what do you perceive makes you different, makes you possibly quirky? It could even be a caption or the way you post something, or maybe you leave ducks in the back of any of your pictures or videos you do. So, it can really be literally anything.
Yeah, and it is, like you said, something that makes you stand out from the rest of the people, because a lot of people that we talk to say that they get into a lot of trouble getting started in marketing and getting started even in business, starting their own business, because there are so many people already in that industry. So Melanie and I, for example, are both in the digital marketing industry. We are both doing a lot of the same things, or at least very similar things. But there are also a lot of things that make us different and make us stand out when we are marketing ourselves and when we are helping our clients. So it is a case of sitting down first and figuring out why you're different and what it is that makes you different. Like Melanie said, it could be something simple, like adding a little the same little text to the end of something, your motto. It could be the languages you speak. It could be the countries that you work in. There are lots of things that make you unique.
And once you've established what that USP is, it's worth actually keep telling people about it, because you just can't assume people will remember it. And all the time you have something different about somebody else, hopefully something better, then you need to keep re-engaging and keep sort of reposting that message out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are getting started in marketing. So one of the main bugbears that I have to say that we see a lot when people are marketing themselves is that they talk about what they sell. They talk about the product that they sell. They don't give the reason why people need to buy that product, which is the problem that you're solving.
Exactly.
Right? So this may be a problem that you don't even know that people have, or us as consumers might not realize that it's actually an issue. It could be something that maybe comes along just once in a blue moon. It could be something seasonal. A good example that I came across when I had little kids was a wet wipe warmer. Now, who would have thought you would need a wet wipe warmer? Until you have kids, and those kids are up in the middle of the night needing their nappy, diaper, whatever you call it, changed, and the cold wet wipe wakes them up, makes them cry, wakes their brother or sister up, and ends up waking the whole neighborhood because, let's face it, they cry. So having a wet wipe warmer makes the wet wipe obviously warmer. And therefore,
no, really?
does what it says on the tin, and therefore makes it less uncomfortable for the child getting their nappy changed. Who knew that we needed such a thing in our lives?
So is breaking down what the actual problem is that people are experiencing. Some of that can be done by trying to ascertain the customer journey. Some of that could just be you've experienced a problem and you've decided, well, I can't find somebody who can fix this for me. So I've got to create the solution for it. So whatever sort of premise that you're going with, remember there are going to be other people having the same problem now or later. And the more you can address that problem, the more chance you have of getting easily found and maybe even referred or suggested by others.
Yes, absolutely. And it is, different people will need you at different stages of their lives as well. So the problems that you solve may be they may evolve
Mm,
with you and with your business, or they may be just for, in the case of the wet wipe warmer, parents with young children. It may be for adolescents. It may be for first-time homeowners. There are markets out there for everyone and for everything.
mm,
How many times have you looked at the TV, at the adverts, and gone, really? That's a product? Do we
mm,
need that? And then you listen to what the problem is that they're solving. And you're like, oh, yeah, I never realized that this was an issue until now, until I'm watching it and going, why didn't I think of that?
mm.
This $1 million idea that you could have had years ago that you didn't, and somebody else has now come up with it
Yeah,
or found a better way to market it.
and also people from different audiences may see the problem in different ways. So you may have a business to customer and a business to business problem. So, I mean, for instance, myself and Esther, social media training or social media management is being done one way with a client directly, but in an entirely different way through either a corporate or a brand. But it's exactly the same solution. So sometimes you can look outside the box of your sort of possibly narrow audience and think, okay, there may be people who need this that are slightly different from the usual mold. So business to consumer and business to business may be something else you need to consider.
Yes, and also think of why you started your business, why it is that you wanted to go into that business in the first place. If you're making candles, did you want to make candles that were more ecologically friendly or more economical, or that had a more of a smell to them? Why did you want to do that? Was it because you found that candles didn't live up to your expectations? Was it that
Mm.
you just had a desire to go and sample the different flavors together? Explain the story as you're going, because you can't be the only one. And if you are, then you might be in the wrong business.
So yeah, when you're thinking about trying to reach your audience with a marketing message, if you can explain the problem that you're solving, you might actually hear other reasons why people want to purchase your product or your service. One thing I've learned over the last number of years, and it's something Esther and I have both discussed, is when we start getting testimonials back, we realize there are problems we never realized we were solving until we
Yeah.
got the testimonials.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we were helping them with one thing, and it ended up they got something else out of it completely. So that's always good. And especially, I think it's especially important to go back and look at the problems you're solving if you've been in business a long time.
Mm.
Because nowadays, people's problems are different. You may have done the same thing the same way over the last 10, 15 years, but nowadays, the economy has changed, generations have changed, the use of internet has changed, the increase in social media just keeps on going. So if you're still doing the same things that you were doing 10, 15 years ago, they might stop working. And where will that leave your business?
So yeah, when you're thinking of the problem you're solving, also think of internal or external factors. These can change exactly like Esther described throughout the course of 1 year, let alone one season. So, there's so much to consider. And I think in this podcast today, we just wanted you to sort of go back and rework what you've already done. Not because you've done it wrong, but because sometimes you just need to go back with a fresh pair of eyes. Maybe workshop it with some friends and just see, what do you think? Give me your interpretation, because we can get slightly tunnel visioned, I think.
Definitely. And it's something that you and I have also determined when we work together, that we can see each other's strengths where maybe we didn't see them before. So
Yeah.
definitely do talk to other people, talk to your customers, get their feedback, ask for testimonials, and you might be surprised at what problems you're really solving.
Mm. And when it comes down to your USP, that can change. You know,
Yeah.
you may have added products or services, you may have found a better delivery system. There's all sorts of different things that can happen with your unique selling proposition or your unique selling point. And so you may have come up with a really, really great first one, but it doesn't have to stop there. And you can always add to it as well. It doesn't have to be just one thing either.
Yeah, it can be niched as well for the different things that you sell. If you're an agency and you sell websites like ourselves, then there's one USP for that. If you sell e-commerce products, there may be another USP for that. If you're direct selling or drop shipping, that may be another USP. There are so many things. You don't have to have the one USP for your entire business. If you have lots of little micro businesses or other things under the one umbrella.
Mm. Well, we hope that this has opened your eyes up to the potentials that you can update and maybe reflect on if you've been in business for a while. And hopefully, if you're new to running your own business, then this will give you some way to look up and learn how you can build the problem you're solving and your unique selling point.
Absolutely. We'll be back soon for the next episode.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.